Howdy campers and welcome to Runescape Ramble, the series where I don't have enough clips to make a normal video, so instead I talk about some random stuff instead. For this one though, we actually have something really near and dear to my heart, which is speedrunning. As I'm sure absolutely none of you know, I am a really big fan of watching speedruns, and before I got super into RuneScape, I was a big fan of doing speedruns myself too. I didn't actually record a lot of them, but here are a couple that I did record and actually submitted to speedrun.com, the official site for pretty much every speed game.
And now for probably one of the coolest tricks, if I can get it here. There we go. We're just skipping this whole area by flinging ourselves up onto that higher platform and then flinging ourselves up onto this walkway here.
That's hilarious. That was the first time I've seen it do that.
I don't want to.
So now you might be asking yourself, Logan, why are you showing me these random clips of you speedrunning games from like 4 years ago? Well, it's because RuneScape has had its own speedrunning community for several years now. But in the last couple months, Jagex has mentioned in their news posts that they're going to be opening up speedrun specific worlds that will help streamline and make it easier for you to be able to speedrun quests in RuneScape. And I am so hyped for it because speedrunning RuneScape is something that I always thought would be interesting, but there's just a lot of extra steps that you have to go through between creating a new account, going through Tutorial Island, and like just starting the account in order to do each run, that it's just a hassle. So Jagex streamlining it is just awesome. In last month's Gazette, they went over the different quests that will be available on release, which will be Cook's Assistant, Demon Slayer, Dragon Slayer 1, Ernest the Chicken, and Vampire Slayer. And although some of those are smaller quests that'll be less interesting, I am definitely very excited for Dragon Slayer 1 speedruns. That sounds very fun. And although I do think part of the most interesting part of speedrunning RuneScape would be leveling up your account and gathering the supplies, and the RuneScape speedruns that Jagex is going with will start you with supplies and at the quest start and everything like that. It does take out some of that interesting gathering part of it, but again, it'll just make actually doing speedruns a lot easier. Since it's more accessible to start speedrunning the game, that could lead to more people doing full speedruns from Tutorial Island to Dragon Slayer completion or Champions Guild, which are two categories already listed on speedrun.com. But I am getting a little ahead of myself. What did they say a couple days ago in their most recent news post? Well, they said that for these speed runs, there would be no tutorial island, everyone would be an Iron Man, which I think was probably assumed, no wilderness PvP, static shop stock, infinite ground items, always open doors, and a couple other small things as well to help make it a little bit more fair and streamlined for everybody. Overall, I really like all of these things. It makes it so that it takes some of that weird other player RNG out of it. Like if you're gonna go get an item spawn, but that item's already taken, so you have to hop worlds or something like that, or someone bought all the shop stock out, stuff like that. So I'm very happy that those are things that they're going to be putting into place. Just straight up skipping Tutorial Island is really nice and it'll help make it go a lot faster. However, like I was already saying, it does take out some of that interesting part of RuneScape speedruns of like purely starting from scratch and moving all the way to Dragon Slayer. But I think it's the best way for Jagex to probably be actually implementing these, because otherwise it wouldn't be able to really be repeatable. You still wouldn't be able to do these runs of quests multiple times on one account unless you started all the way back in Lumbridge at the very beginning as a level 3. They did also mention some sort of like rewards for getting like speedrun points or something like that, similar to the League shop, but they haven't elaborated anything about what type of cosmetic items they'd be offering there. But that would be kind of a cool little thing to flex, though I hope it's nothing too out there because I do think it should remain a pretty niche thing for people to do since it's very fun to speedrun games and likewise quests, but I don't want like some crazy cosmetic like with some of the league rewards. I think it makes more sense for the league rewards to be a little bit more in depth than maybe some of these speedrunning rewards. Additionally, as far as I could see, I don't think they've confirmed any sort of global leaderboards or anything like that, but I'd have to imagine there will be, since there are like global leaderboards for Gauntlet, world best times, and things like that. So I'd have to imagine it'll at least show the best in the world time for these different quest speed runs, if not like a top 10 or heck, maybe we'll even get a full ranking eventually, but everyone knows how bad the RuneScape high scores page is already, so I'm sure it would have to be some sort of separate page. I think just about my biggest thing that I would have to recommend for things to add to this quest speed running would be for a tutorial speed run. It is by far the most speedrun category on speedrun.com with I think just under 100 entries. So if they added an easy way to be able to repeatedly play through the tutorial without having to create a new account every single time, I think that would also be fantastic because the tutorial speedruns are actually kind of wild and pretty cool to see. So that's something that I would really like to see them add. Other than that, I'm just excited to see where this goes and to hear more updates about it because I love speedrunning and I really want to see it be more popular in RuneScape. I think that would be awesome. It would be like mixing my two favorite hobbies of all time together. So, what could possibly go wrong? Other than that, I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about this speedrunning update that they've kind of tossed around. If you guys would actually be interested in doing speedruns, if it was officially supported by Jagex and had leaderboards through RuneScape. And also, I'd love to hear what you guys thought of this sort of like ramble video, because as much as I'd love to post a collection log video every single week, there are going to be some weeks where I'm busy or I'm doing content that I won't be able to upload every single week. So I'll probably just post a ramble in those in between weeks just so I can at least put something out. But that's going to be enough rambling from me. I hope you guys still enjoyed it, even though it wasn't collection log content. And until next time, guys, happy camping.